to Soft Air. Here today we are going to be talking about trauma and emotions and triggers. So going through your healing journey, we all love to make things look so glamorous on the internet today, but that's what I'm here for, is to let you know it's not glamorous. So going through your healing journey, you're going to have to deal with triggers, trauma, and emotions. These are things that you deal with on a regular basis. Some of us just cope with them differently, but I'm here to tell y'all about my experience and while I was going through my healing journey, how I approached each situation of triggers, trauma, and how to handle and cope with my emotions properly. So let's start off with triggers and traumas. Well, actually, we're gonna start off with traumas because then it would help lead me to the triggers and the emotions. So starting off with trauma. I don't know how many people do this, but with me growing up, I didn't have the best life, okay? I didn't. I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all. There was a lot of trauma that went on in my life growing up. With the trauma that I accumulated over time, as I got older, I began to smoke heavily. I started drinking heavily. So therefore, I started blocking out a lot of that trauma so that way I didn't have to deal with it, basically. But I was dealing with it because I was picking the bottle up, getting lit. I was getting high, okay, on cloud 2000. I didn't want to come down. And that's how I was dealing with my traumas. And that wasn't healthy whatsoever. So once I started going to therapy, like I talked about previously, therapy is the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I started going to therapy. Once I went to therapy, she started bringing out traumas and having me talk about certain things. And as we're pulling things out, I'm like, oh no, nothing happened. You know, I'm good. After I have session with her, I go out about my day. And I start realizing as I'm going through therapy and I'm healing and going through self-care, self-love, I'm noticing that I'm having memories pop back in my head that I kind of completely forgot about. And once they play back vividly in my head, I'm back reliving these traumas. I would cry as these emotions are coming out. I would be angry, I would be frustrated. It was so many emotions that I was going through that it didn't make sense to me at the time. And when I go through certain things, I have to be secluded away from people. I need to hear myself talk. I need to talk to myself within. I need to talk to the higher power. I need them to guide me and help me understand what is going on. And once I was able to start secluding myself and actually listen to myself, I would journal. Whatever I was thinking about, like whatever triggered my trauma, like maybe I smelled a certain scent. This scent just triggered all these different traumas that occurred in my life that I kind of just put in the back of my head on the back burner to forget. So when I go through these things, I write them out. I would be crying, bawling tears. And when I was done, I would read what I just wrote and understand. And like I would wipe my tears and I would feel like I just lifted a weight off of my shoulders. I would feel like, okay, that felt good to get it off my chest. Even though I didn't talk to nobody, but I just wrote it out. And I talked to myself within. And with me doing that, it was so helpful. But there was things that I didn't remember going through as a kid that got triggered and it broke me. So, sorry y'all, because this right here is it's a little touchy for me to talk about. So, there's the hugest thing that I feel like I'm still working on healing from right now that is traumatizing for me is, I would have to say, me being almost raped and molested. Like, kids are so pure and so innocent, and for a kid to be touched or anything that's not for a child, basically, like, it's always been touchy for me. Thank God I was very smart child growing up. On top of not even just being smart, I feel like I've always had a protective spirit around me, as well as I don't know, I was blessed. I was put in situations where I could have been raped and molested. So there was 2 incidents that always replay in my mind when certain things trigger me. And okay, so what I'm about to say, I don't want it was just experience from my own experience. I don't want nobody to feel like I'm attacking anybody or anything. Don't take that offensive. But something that I grew up noticing with both incidents was Hispanic men. They were very aggressive with me growing up, as well as they took so much interest in me growing up. And I always would feel so uncomfortable. And I remember this time, I want to say I was in like fifth grade, maybe 6th grade. I don't know. I lived in this we lived in this duplex. I remember. We lived in this duplex. This duplex has so many traumatizing memories, like, baby. That duplex I lived in, that was the first time I seen a raid happen. And it was to my friends, almost like cousins to me, which was crazy. First place, or that duplex that we were staying in at that time, that was the first time I witnessed a raid. That was the first time I was going through, I remember that duplex is actually where I started my Mother Nature came, okay, my first period came in this duplex. I went through a lot in this duplex. There's other things that I went through that I'm just not going to talk about. But just know, this duplex had a lot of trauma in this duplex that we lived in. So at that time, we lived next door to this Hispanic man. I really don't quite remember if he had children of his own. I don't remember a wife or girlfriend or anything being around. But I do remember very vividly, like, this man, I thought, he just really liked my mom. This man was always, every time he was grilling, he would make sure he was giving my mom and us some food. Like, he was always looking out. So with him always taking care of us and going out of his way to make sure we good and we, got food to eat, all this stuff, I didn't pay, I was a kid. I looked at him as, okay, I'm comfortable with being around you. So me and my sister would always go outside and play. And I remember this one day, we were sitting like we came outside, we were sitting on the porch with this man, and we was just talking. And I remember my sister went in the house. I think she had to go to the bathroom, whatever. I don't know, but she disappeared. So it left me by myself with this man. Like I said, I was comfortable because this was like a normal like situation. You talk to us, we hanging out, he's grilling, cooking. This is a normal day. Well, this particular day, he was taking more interest in me in another way. He literally hit me with the whole line of, oh, do you have a boyfriend? And I remember telling him like, no. Anybody that really knows me knows. And really, my experience of men growing up and the things that I witnessed growing up is probably why I've never really been in a committed relationship, why I've never been serious with anybody, because of so much trauma that has happened to me. So I remember him asking me, oh, do you got a boyfriend? I'm like, no. So he starts asking me, oh, have you got your first kiss yet? At this time and at this age, no. I haven't kissed a boy. Like, I wasn't one of them fast tail little girls. For one, I wasn't about to play with my mama. I wasn't. Like, my mama was crazy. Like, I probably would have been 6 feet under playing with her. If I did half of the stuff that these kids do today, baby, I would be on the news and she would be in jail. Like, we would be on the 10 o'clock news. Dead serious. So I'm explaining to him like, no, I've never kissed nobody. So he's all like, oh, okay. So let alone, the duplex is here. So literally right next to the duplex is like an alleyway. Y'all, why this man gonna ask me to go to the alley with him so he could teach me how to kiss? Baby, when I tell you, I was in the house. I say, oh no, I just let him know, like, no, I'm not comfortable with that. Da-da-da. And I just remember going in the house, and I remember not coming outside for a while. If I saw him outside, I was not coming outside. Because I was scared. This man was gonna rape me. Like, I was a fucking child, and you're over here, a grown-ass man, talking about let me teach you how to kiss in the alley. It's broad daylight. The fuck? No. You probably got the right idea, but wrong kid. Okay? Wrong kid. That was not about to be me. No. I wasn't about to go to no alleyway with your grown-ups. So that was the first incident. I've healed from that. I've been able to move on from that. The second incident was when I got older. I really want to say it was my senior year. And if it wasn't senior year, it was junior year. But I really want to say it was senior year. So I remember I had just got off of work. So during this time, like I said, I'm in high school. I'm working, going to school, doing normal teenage things. I got home pretty late from work. So as I'm coming home, I go to put my laundry in the washer so that way I got clothes for school tomorrow and for work the next day. And I remember it was like I said, it was pretty late. And at this time, my grandma was staying with, we was all staying together. I can't remember what was going on, what happened. I think my granny was going through some health issue. I can't remember. Don't quote me. I don't know what was going on, why we was all together. But we was all together, okay? And I'm grateful that my granny was staying with us at this point in time. Because who knows what would have happened to me that night. So, y'all, this is the touchy part. Okay, so this particular night, like I said, I just came home from work. I'm washing clothes. So we had a 2-level house. Coming through the door, you either got downstairs or you go upstairs. My room was upstairs. Me and my granny's room was upstairs, and then downstairs was everybody else's room. My mom, the kids, in the basement, whatever. So I'm downstairs in the laundry room, which is in the basement family room area, which is to, you know, kind of ducked off downstairs. I remember as I'm down there putting my clothes in the washer and getting my stuff together for laundry, I remember my mom, she came home. Man, listen, my mom, she battles with alcohol and drug addiction. So anybody that deals with that growing up now or grew up with a drug or alcoholic parent, y'all know what type of time that is. Y'all know what type of time they be on. Like, you never know what's going on. So during that time, Mom came home lit. Okay? Lit. I'm pretty sure she was just zooted. But this particular night, she brought 2 men home with her. I don't know who these men were. I've never seen these men before. And so I hear them. I didn't come out the laundry room or nothing. Like, I just hear them. And I hear them coming downstairs because, like I said, her room is downstairs. Well, I realized, because I'm listening. Like I said, I'm peeping, I'm listening. And I remember her and one of the guys, I don't know, I can't remember if they went to her room, to the bathroom. I don't know where exactly they went in the base, like downstairs, but they went somewhere to where they left the second man by himself. So the second man took upon himself to, which, I mean, I guess if anybody was visiting somebody's house, you would go to like the family area of the basement. If that's where you just got brought down to, is to the basement. So he walks in there, y'all. He sees me. This man starts making his way to the laundry room area and kind of getting closer to me, talking about, ooh, who is you? How old are you? At this point, like I said, I know they're zooted, okay? I know they're drunk. I know they're high on whatever they're high on. I don't know what's going on. I don't care. Just get away from me. So at this point, I'm getting real uncomfortable because I don't know who you are, for one. 2, you walking up on me, questioning who I am, how old I am, and looking at me with this look like you about to devour me. And we ain't on that type of time. Boogie, I'm a child. I don't care how old I was looking, but I'm still a child. So at this point, I'm yelling for my mom to come here. Like, come get your company. Like, who is he? Come get him. Y'all, I remember yelling for her multiple times. Y'all, this is making my heart heavy. I don't know. I remember yelling for her multiple times, and she didn't come. Like, you brought this man into the house and you're not, and I'm yelling for your, like, help, mama, like, where are you at? And you're not coming. And it's not no regular, oh, mama, like, you can tell, like, if you know when you're a child, or like, it's just that instinct when you know something's wrong. And she should have just knew in my voice something was wrong, the way I was yelling for my mama. And for her not to come, like, y'all, mentally, sorry y'all, I'm trying to hold it in. Mentally, that messed me up a lot. It did. Because the person that I expect to protect me at all times, person that's supposed to be there and like the person I love to death, when I needed you the most, and I'm yelling for you, you didn't come. And y'all, So again, like I told y'all, my granny was staying with us at this time. And I'm grateful that she was staying with us this time. Because she heard me downstairs yelling. She came downstairs trying to figure out what was going on. She didn't even have to say nothing, ask no questions, nothing. She peeked what was going on, and she kicked everybody, kicked them out, including my mama. Everybody gotta go. Everybody, you gotta go. And when I say I was so grateful for my granny that night, I was grateful. Because in reality, if she wasn't there, sometimes I still question today. If my granny was not in that house, while I'm yelling for you and you're not showing up, what could that man have did to me in a split second? Like, that man could have smothered my mouth, knocked me cold out, and told me to shut up. Like, he could have did so many things to me while I'm yelling for you and you're not coming. Like, it hurt. It did. I feel like I had healed a lot from that situation. But I didn't really heal from that, to be honest, y'all, until like, I would say maybe like a year and a half ago, maybe. I realized that a lot of things that I went through growing up as a kid with just those two situations, as well as not only just those two situations, the abuse that I seen my mom in, with men, the abuse that I seen the women around me in, and it wasn't just domestic violence and abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, and emotional abuse, as well as vocal abuse, verbal abuse. With me seeing all of these things, it made me have I had such a hate. Yeah, that's the word I want to use. I had so much hate for men growing up until literally like this last year and a half. Like, I was doing men dirty. I was treating men like dogs. Okay? Walking like a dog, looking at us. Like, I was literally on some real shit. Like, and I apologize to the men in my past. If you're watching this, I apologize to y'all, okay? I used y'all, abused y'all, whatever, to deal with my issues. But don't get me wrong. Some of the men did some messed up things too. But I didn't take it personal because I was never in a committed relationship with these men. On top of that, I never saw myself being with these men long term. Majority of them, I never saw myself being long term with them. It was just, you were a distraction in my life at the moment. I was using you as a coping mechanism. It's messed up to say that, but it was the truth. It's literally the truth. On top of not only that, there's so many other traumas that I went through that wasn't so much effective as those two instances were and other things to my life, but they definitely still took a toll on me. It took a huge toll on me. As well as I can be somewhere and that's just it too. I want to explain to people that triggers aren't always bad. Some of your triggers can literally be good triggers. You might smell a funnel cake. Okay? Let's just use that example. You might smell a funnel cake and you're going to be like, oh, this smells so good. I want one. Or I want one right now. But with you having that funnel cake and once you eat it, it's going to trigger an emotion or a memory from when maybe you were 6 years old or 9 years old and you took a family trip and went to the state fair, or you did fun things, those memories are going to come back as well. It's going to bring a smile to your face. It's going to bring joy. So not all of your healing journey is going to be trauma. It's not always going to be sad. It's going to be certain things that's going to make you smile. It's going to bring back memories of you remembering being at grandma's house, kicking it with all your cousins. I'm sorry, that wasn't something for me. My granny, listen, if you know, you know. You go to my granny house, we can only be there for, let's say, I give my granny probably like an hour max. Maybe an hour and a half before she tired of everybody. It's time for everybody to go home, okay? My granny loves for everybody to come over, but she also loves her time. She loves her peace. So, and I didn't realize that until I got older. Now I'm like, you know, okay, time for everybody to go home. Get away from me. And I had to realize, like, okay, it's not so bad that she was like that, but we all just know. When you go to granny house, we know we only gonna be there for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe tops, before everybody get kicked out. And as long as you ain't got nobody acting a fool, we can stay. But y'all know, we got kicked out, okay? But it was always funny. It's always good memories, you know, going majority of the time, going back thinking about these things. And it just puts smiles on your face. It makes you like, okay, life wasn't so bad. And it makes you look at like, okay, I've came a long way. Yeah, I've been hurt, but at the same time, I've had some really good memories. And that's what it helps you with, is realizing and giving you gratitude and of life. So, as going through your triggers and your traumas and the happy moments of life, you're going to have to deal with the emotions. Your emotions is like a roller coaster through this journey. I'm going to be completely honest with you. It's literally a roller coaster. 1 minute, you can be literally happy as ever. Next thing you know, you might be sad. And then you might be angry. You might be just frustrated. You might not even know what emotion you're feeling, but you know you feel some type of way. Welcome to the healing journey. Welcome to actually paying attention to your emotions. When I was in therapy, that was something she kind of helped me with, was paying attention to my emotions and how things made me feel and why did they make me feel this way. And a huge thing that is going to help is, let's say for instance, you get angry when it's time to do your hair. I'm just using an example. You get angry because it's time to do your hair. You have to go back to the first time you ever had to do your hair. And why does it make you so angry that you have to do your hair? And then you'll be like, oh yeah, I don't like doing my hair because I remember this one time I had to do my hair and I went to school and everybody made fun of me. Like, and now I just wish other people could just do my hair. Like, you're going to have these things that makes you remember, okay, this is why. So work on trying to reverse that. Reverse your mind. Reverse those emotions for every time. Okay, you don't want to do your hair. At least be grateful you got hair to do. Like, sometimes you gotta trick your brain. And you gotta tell your brain, like, okay, I don't want to do it today, but I'm grateful that I have it. I don't want to do dishes today, but I'm grateful that I got dirty dishes because that means I got food to eat. I don't want to clean my house today, but I'm grateful that I have a house to clean. Like, there's so many things. Like, we don't want to go get our tires changed. We don't want to go get oil changed on our car, but guess what? I'm grateful I have a car. I'm grateful for having certain things. These kids be pissing me off. But guess what? You're grateful that you're able to have kids, because there's so many people in the world that wish they had the things that you had. They wish they were in your position. While you're hating your position so much and you want the next person's position, there's somebody behind you that is wishing they had your position. Start taking time out and be grateful for the things that you have. You want more, which is normal. But with you wanting all the time, you're never going to be able to be happy. You have to find gratitude in the things that you have on a day-to-day basis. And when you do that, you'll start noticing, okay, you're less emotional. You are getting less mood swings. You're able to start reversing your mindset in the way you think on a regular basis. You're able to change these things. And with you doing that, like I said, you become so much more happier, okay? I promise you, you're going to become so much more happier when you're able to reverse your mindset. You will realize that I've got to stop always wanting. It's a want, it's not a need. I have everything that I need right now. Anything that I get after this is bonus. Period. Anything that you get in life that is outside of your needs is a bonus. So take it that way. Because you don't have to have these things. Because it's not a part of your needs. You got air. You got shelter, you got food, and you got water. Those things right there are your needs. As long as you got those, be grateful, because anything after that is a bonus. It's a blessing. It's a miracle, okay? At the end of the day. Because not everybody has just the basic needs. They're wanting those needs while you're wanting all these extra bonuses. Make it make sense. Be grateful. Like, we lack gratitude so bad. It's ridiculous. So, while you're going through your emotions, I suggest, until you can figure them out, until you can start coping with them better, until you are able to understand yourself and your emotions and why you're feeling the way you feel and can talk yourself through it, I suggest journaling, but at the same time, my journey is not your journey. So you need to find out what works for you, because what might work for me might not work for you, Bookie. Like, that's serious. So find out what works for you. Maybe a walk. Maybe, I don't know. Just find what works for you that is going to help you deal with these triggers, these traumas, and these emotions to help you get through your day-to-day life at the end of the day. Other than that, I appreciate y'all tapping in. I appreciate y'all listening. Please make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment below. Share it to your friends, share it to your family, share it to anybody that you feel like needs to hear this message. Again, I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all support and love that y'all give me. Have a great one.